The news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. One labor group is not keen on imposing higher taxes, which they believe will only affect the working population. Camille Samonte with a story.
Labor Group Kilusang Mayo Uno denounces the recommendation imposing new and higher taxes to pay the country's ballooning debts. KMU Secretary General Jerome Adonis says this will only burden workers and Filipinos.
Hindi talaga namin tatanggapin yung idagdag na buwis dahil hirap na nga ang mga manggagawa na di pa nga namin nakukuha yung dagdag na sweldo na matagal namin ipinaglaban, kakarampot na nga, wala na, kinain na kagad nung bagong inflation rate. Tapos ngayon may panibago pang planong buwis.
Adonis said that the taxes collected by the government are only being used for corruption. This as he notes that government services during the pandemic were not felt by the public.
Maraming nagutom natin mga kababayan. Ang nakakalungkot at ang nakakainis at nakakagalit dito, nangutang sila ng nangutang tapos yung taong bayan yung magbabayad. Asa naman ang justice doon? Hindi, unfair yun.
But if higher taxes are imposed, the group calls on Filipinos to be vigilant in monitoring where their taxes are going. Adonis also warns that this may lead to protests. With this, KMU hopes for change under the presidency of Bongbong Marcos Jr. Adonis said the Marcos administration must finally lay out their plans to the public.
Dapat makita talaga ng taong bayan yan kasi yun yung sukatan eh. Doon natin makikita anong gagawin mo sa loob ng isang taon at yung 6 years. Makikita na natin kung saan ang direksyon ng ating bansa.
Meanwhile, the group believes that incoming Labor Secretary Benny Laguesma is not fit for the position.
Siya yung DOLE Secretary nung panahon ni Pangulong Estrada, no? Yung kanyang patakaran sa DOLE ay hindi nag-improve sa mga manggagawa, mas lalong lumala yung violation sa hanay ng mga manggagawa. Dami ng mga contractual na mga manggagawa, dumami yung mga agency.
They doubt that Laguesma will address their issues such as wage increase and ending labor contractualization. However, Laguesma earlier said that he is open to dialogue with labor stakeholders to tackle these issues. For News 5, Camille Samonte, We Are One News.
The Transportation Department disputes the study ranking NAIA as the world's worst business class airport. The DOTR and the Manila International Airport Authority said that there have been significant improvements in NAIA under the Duterte administration. The DOTR said that they have stamped out long-standing issues that have tarnished the airport's reputation, such as the Laglag Bala and Bukas Bagahe schemes. Despite challenges and setbacks, the agency said that it is undeniable that the country's main gateway has come a long way from before. The Philippine government is ready to repatriate Filipinos in Sri Lanka, which is currently experiencing an economic crisis. Deputy Presidential Spokesperson Chris Ablan said that Filipinos only need to call the embassy or the consulate to be repatriated. Ablan also said that no Filipino has called the Philippine Embassy in Dhaka and the honorary consulate in Colombo to request for repatriation as of Friday. Sri Lanka has announced that it would temporarily default on its $51 billion foreign debt due to its eroded fiscal position brought by the pandemic and the fallout from the Ukraine conflict. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Philippine Economic Zone Authority, or PEZA, has been hailed as the best economic zone promotion in Southeast Asia for 2022. The London-based publication Capital France International said that PEZA acts as a catalyst for sustainable development in the Philippines. They also commended PEZA for providing a complete service to investors. PEZA Director General Charito Plaza welcomes the recognition, saying that they aim to grow and expand economic zones, particularly outside NCR. Long COVID, or the persistence of long-term symptoms of COVID-19, is now more evident among COVID survivors. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro gives us a front seat to the story.
The 2022 elections were full of surprises, with neophyte candidates beating out old-timers in the party list race. One Rider party list, a Bicol-based group formed only last year, got the second highest votes among party list groups.
Ang nakikita po natin, kailangang makapagsulong tayo ng mga batas na magpoprotekta sa hanay ng mga motorista.
One Rider representative, Colonel Bonifacio Bosita, was actually arrested this February for allegedly harassing a traffic enforcer on behalf of a rider. Newcomers like One Rider, For Peace, and Tutok to Win joined the top 10 party list groups with the most votes, edging out old-timer party lists from the Makabayan bloc. Bayan Muna, which won 1.1 million votes to bag 3 party list seats in the last 2019 elections, now only got a little more than 200,000 and no seat at all. Affiliated groups like Gabriela, ACT Teachers, and Kabataan just squeezed past the minimum numbers to get 1 seat each.
Halo-halo na yan. You had the red tagging, you had intimidations and threats, you had trumped-up charges. Marami sa mga leaders namin kinasuhan ng kung ano-ano.
The representatives of Gabriela, Kabataan, and ACT Teachers will now be part of the very small minority in the 19th Congress, in which the supermajority belongs to political dynasties that have allied with the incoming administration. The top party list, ACT CIS, will have Jocelyn Tulfo, wife of incoming Senator Raffy Tulfo, and mother of incoming QC Congressman Ralph Tulfo. The third-ranked party list, Tingog, will have former Congresswoman Yeda Romualdez as its representative. Romualdez is the wife of Martin Romualdez, cousin of President-elect Bongbong Marcos, and touted to be the next Speaker of the House of Representatives. Ako Ilocano party list, which bagged 1 seat, will be represented by Richelle Singson, daughter of Narcavan Mayor Chavit Singson. Kusog Tausug, also bagging 1 seat, will be represented by the daughter of Sulu Governor Abdussakur Tan. Mobile journalist Jacob Lazaro. We are One News.
And those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later again at 12 noon as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.